What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode here at Tremolotion. Today, we're doing some more installs, and we're back with Mr. Project X himself. As we're getting ready to go to Colorado, we're going to do some more installs on the Bronco. So we're planning to do a couple things before we head out on Sunday. And one of the things that we mentioned was putting a Project X ghost box in this and in the Gladiators today. He's going to give you guys more details since he knows what he's talking about, so you're not going to hear from me. I'm going to sound all goofy speaking about that ecosystem. Jared's going to knock that out. But we're going to get a few things ready, and then we'll dive right into the opening of the box, showing you what it comes with, and going through the install. Let's get it. Alrighty, so first things first. First thing, obviously, if you ever work with electrical or anything, you disconnect your negative, make sure you're being safe. And then right now what we're doing is we're checking the old harness to see how much of it we're gonna use for the ghost box. And then after Jared does all that, we'll go ahead and unbox that ghost box so you guys can see what it comes with. And then he'll tell you some of the features and whatnot, why you can still use it even if you have a bad lens with the switches, why it's still important to have his system. So let's do it. All right, so Jared started digging into the harness, and it was just easier to remove everything. So we removed the front bumper. He took the whole harness out, and he's gonna rewire it with the brand new harnesses. You're gonna be selling these on your guys' website too, right?
Yep.
When you do the light packages
and on the website. So these basically kind of remove all of the wiring guesswork that you need to do yourselves. No relays or anything like that. They'll just plug straight in the ghost box, and you'll be good to go.
Right on. So yeah, this is the jumbo stuff we took out, and then he's gonna wire it. And as we wire it, I'll show you what it looks like too, so that way you know what you're buying when you do buy lights and you do buy the harness. And yeah, we'll get it all taken care of. But the front end is off. That's Emily. And yeah, we're gonna get going. All right, so bumper's going back on. I'm just gonna show you from up close what the harness looks like. So the pins are all the same. The harness is nice and loomed all the way down, all the way to the top. And then the ends are right here. And once we open the ghost box, we'll show you where these wires all go. But that way it's nice, clean, effective. And it's gonna go all the way down here, up to the top. We're gonna feed it and push it up to the top right there. There it is. We'll keep going. Alrighty, so we're gonna do the unboxing on this. Jared's gonna do the honors and open it up to tell you guys a little bit about the ghost box.
So this ghost box system, we have it available in a couple ways, but this is the full kit. So this comes with 4 of our modules and 1 keypad. We spent a lot of time with our packaging here. So when you first open it, you're gonna see kind of a intro message about the system. This is an app-controlled system, so you'll have your links to download both from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Inside on the back side of this, a quick explanation of the module and how to mount it in a universal standpoint. And just a quick informational thing here about the wiring for each circuit. A shatter schematic showing the keypad and how that mounts to our mount. And then also here you'll have the bill of materials breakdown of all the hardware and everything that's included.
So yeah, when you do order anything, make sure you go through that list to make sure that your kit does come with everything that it's supposed to have before you even start working on it.
Inside here you'll have just a cool sticker pack with a couple of stickers here from Project X to put on your toolbox or your vehicle or your mom's fridge. Inside you're going to have again 4 modules, so each ghost box module has your power in, positive negative, a 40 amp circuit and a 20 amp circuit, and each of these circuits are customizable. So if you don't need a full 40 amps, you can use the app to turn that down to 10, 20 amp, whatever you want. The keypad, so very nice push keypad. Each of these buttons you can individually change the RGB backlighting of them individually, and that is also done through the app.
So real quick before you keep going, that's really important what he just said, that you can customize the amperage that comes out of these, because when you usually buy one of the other like standard aux beam or any of those keypads, they all have like a set 40, 20, 20, 20, 10. So with these you can actually kind of mess around with them. So if you do need a higher amperage in the back, then you can set that, and if you needed smaller in the front, you can also do that. So that's really cool, because the one in the Gladiator is set to 1, 1, 1, 1, and then it kind of creates a mess when you're trying to wire lights and whatnot. So keep going.
Inside the accessories box, you're going to find just a couple of the little items here that we'll need. So these are some additional caps for the inside of here if you lose some or change some. Plug and harness for the keypad. So this is just a standard RJ45 cable running with positive, negative, and ignition based. Has a fuse and everything. So when you're attaching the keypad, all you have to do is power, ground, and ignition, which you can do on most of your interior fuse panels. Your stickers with all of the, we have about 6 or 7 sheets in here that have different stickers for the keypad. Your antennas, miscellaneous hardware for mounting the ghost boxes, and then the mount for the keypad. Now, It looks cool. There's a couple of different things in here to talk about. So this isn't just to look cool. This actually, we have it cut out so it'll fit all the different ram mounts or other mounting accessories. You can also self-tap it directly in the dash or wherever you want to. A couple little small details in here too. One of the things that we wanted to do, if you've ever had one of these like on your dash, sometimes you have the hardware on the back of this, which is stainless, and it'll start to reflect off of the glass. So you kind of get this heads up display type of effect. So we include like these little black caps that go over this, just so that when you're done, you know, again, all black hardware. So once you're done, you can put those on there and you get no reflection off the windshield. With that, this is the new prototype box that we have. So the mount for the Ford Bronco. So this goes over your existing battery box. You just take the two nuts that hold brace on, and this sits right over it. So it doesn't replace the brace. It doesn't affect anything on there. This sits right over that with the clearances. You can add 3 ghost boxes onto this. And then it has a Glossotech 120 amp breaker on it. So everything's self-contained. This goes to your battery right here. So it sits right on the battery, and then where that accessories and positive terminal is, it's right here. And then this goes right to the body negative that's right there. This section here will actually be for our rock light module when those are released later this year. So you'll be able to buy this and mount all 3 ghost boxes in the front and a rock light module right on here to have everything self-contained.
Nice. All right, so there you go. That's a brief breakdown of what the box comes with. If you want any more details, obviously they'll be in the pamphlets and whatnot, but we're gonna get to installing it, so we'll show you step by step what it takes to get on it. One quick question though, for people that do have the switches on their Bronco, why should they still get a ghost box?
So the switches are really nice on the Bronco, but there's 3 main things we talk about. One is that those switches are not multifunction, so you're only gonna have power on, power off, and they only work when the vehicle is on. So the ghost box system will have power on, power off, flash, and dim. It works whether the vehicle is on or not. It does have voltage protection in it, so it won't kill your battery or anything like that. Again, like we mentioned a minute ago, on the upfitter switches, there's only 1 high amp circuit on there. So I think that's circuit number 1. The rest of them are all smaller. Each one of our ghost box has a 40 amp and a 20 amp. So if you're running any more high power lights or any other high draw accessories, this is going to be a really big help to you to make it easy. It works when the vehicle's off, and it's expandable. I think the biggest thing that people get to that point is when they already have like a big light bar or something, and then they need to add something on. You're already putting yourself in a situation where you need to get another switch system. So start right off the bat, get something that's purpose made for it, expandable. Again, this system comes with 4 modules, but you can actually expand it up to 24.
You have some right there, no?
Yep. So more modules here. More
yeah, you
modules
can
there.
actually buy the modules by themselves too. So if the 4 doesn't work for you, you need some more, you get them right there. Look, show you some of the inside of what they look like. So that's what they look like. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, you guys see where you're going to be plugging in. There's some details there, but that is a cool feature that you don't have to go and replace all the wires, a brand new switch panel or anything like that. You simply add another one of these, and you're good, and you're set.
It's also app controlled, so you don't need to start with a more expensive kit with 4 modules. If you only have like a set of lights, you can just buy 1 module and control it with your app. Or you can buy 1 module and the keypad separately and expand it as you go. Most people are just gonna buy that 4-pack kit and start there, and then if you need more, you can keep expanding. So like our Bronco, for instance, we have 5 ghost boxes in it. So we did need to add an extra one in there after a while.
Nice. So as we install it, we'll break it down too. We'll show you guys why, we do have the extra modules and how they actually work compared like to your old standard system. And then we'll show you where they're gonna go. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so we're about to mount the battery. Just wanted to show you that we don't have to remove everything. So I know he mentioned it while we were breaking down the install. It goes right on top. So the nut came off of here, nut came off on that side. They're both 13s. He just removed them, and now he's gonna place the new mount that they're gonna be releasing soon on top. And this one has 3 ghost boxes, and it should fit right in. Fits right on top. You just bolt the original hardware. Again, it doesn't remove the brace for your battery or anything like that. It kind of reinforces everything. And then you have 3 ghost boxes on this. And then again, like he said, there is going to be rock lights that they release, and you can put that up there. And that's it. He's going to plug it in, and then we'll wire up the rest of it.
Okay, so we have the bracket installed with the 3 ghost boxes. We see the ground is here to the body ground right here next to the battery. And then our power cable is here connected. So we are good to go, and we're just gonna do a little sparky spark here. So you can see all 3 ghost boxes are active, and that means that it is correctly installed and wired, and we are ready to add our wires for the lights up front and get this all finished up.
Right on. And then what we're gonna do after that is we'll install the switch on the inside, wire that into here too, right?
No, this doesn't have to come back. So the switch inside just needs to.
It just needs to have power, and that's it.
Power and ground. So we'll just fuse tap it into the interior fuse box underneath the steering wheel.
Perfect. All right. So there's the 3 ghost boxes there. This was all pre-assembled before we put it in. Obviously, that's why I didn't show us actually mounting it all together. But this bracket should be coming out in a few months.
Yeah, pretty soon.
And then this is Bronco specific, by the way.
Bronco specific.
And it holds 3, and then the one for the rock light.
3 ghost boxes, the rock light, and then the breaker on the back that it all connects to.
Yeah, it's right there. And if you guys want a list of all these parts that we're actually going to use, there is a couple things from Ram Mounts. He sent them to me, so I'll put them in the description below. If you have any questions, hit me up. But obviously, again, this mount's not out yet, so you'll have to mount these wherever you want. But when it does drop, then you guys can keep it all nice and neat in one specific area, so if anything does mess up, you guys can find it. But let's get it. Alrighty, so we wrapped up everything up in here. We put the caps back on, put the antennas, everything's wired, tapped, everything that we have to do in there. Now what we're doing next is we're gonna go up in here, and you do have to pull the dash down, so you do kind of have to yank on this a little bit, and then it comes down. And hold on, let me get this out the way. And yeah, it shows you the other fuse box, which is back there. And then he's gonna tap into that to get power to the little switch panel, and we're gonna knock that out. So we'll show you as we do it. All right, so part of the reason I come out here to get Jared's help is because he has huge OCD. He likes to be a perfectionist about things. So he just pointed out something that on the Bronco, all the little tools, they're not Torx, they're IP Torx, which means they're a little bit rounded. So you gotta be careful so you don't strip stuff. But we are gonna mount a Ram mount right there, and these are the 2 Ram mount pieces that we use. I'll put the parts below, no thinking all the numbers and whatnot. But we are gonna mount it right there, and don't mind the windshield, that's gonna get fixed. And yeah, so we're just digging into it right now. I'm gonna show you a quick process that we're doing. So we're actually removing the side panels right here where the handle is, so that way we can run the wire through the bottom and you won't be able to see it at all. It'll be nice and clean, tucked in basically from right there underneath that all the way up, and it'll pop up right there. But Jared's doing the good deeds, and we're gonna knock that out.
So this harness usually comes with a fuse on the positive. That way you can just put it right to any positive, negative, and ignition. But we cut that off and trim this down a little bit since we're doing the tuck, and we're gonna do a jumper into the fuse box here. So we're gonna just put a little positive or a negative ring right here. There's a good spot with a negative right here next to the fuse box it's mounted to. And then we'll put fuse jumpers on here for your positive and for your ignition, and that'll be it. You'll be good to go.
Awesome, thank you. All right, team, everything's wired. You can see it's all tapped in there. Then it's ran all behind there into the switch panel that's right there. We're just gonna get the final mount to put it in that center. We'll show you what that looks like at the end. I'll just give you guys one quick look at the finished product. And that's what the mount, lights, everything look like. The green lights show you that it's hot, and you can actually test everything. So you push the button on the panel and it'll turn on, turn off. And then I split them this time, so you can push it on, turn off. And then you can try this one, turn on, turn off. So there's a button right here, and it lets you test it to make sure you wired it correctly. And then that's pretty much it, man. It was a pretty easy install because it's just these front lights. We will be switching over the front ones, the top rack onto these Project X Ghost Box also. But the harness was all pre-done. Pretty much everything was set already because Mr. Jared had done some pre-work to it. But when you guys install it, if you are doing it on a different rig, you won't have this actual bracket. So you'll be mounting the Ghost Boxes in different locations. So you're just gonna have to wire it a little bit different, but same process. And that pretty much wraps it up, man.
So right now we're gonna do the Bronco. We've already pre-synced the Ghost Box system in here for the digital keypad. And this one's set up for the keypad on the phone or the mobile device plus the physical keypad. So as we go in here and it goes to connect, it'll take a second just to connect via Bluetooth to the keypad. And you'll see we have the 3 icons up, and these 3 icons are mirrored with the physical keypad, and there's 0 latency in between the button pushes, so it reacts immediately, mirroring the physical keypad. Each button is individually RGB programmable, very intuitive, just a press and hold. We can get into the functions of each one, so we can edit the functions between the power on, flash, and dim, and activate or deactivate these functions as we see fit. We can individually update the backlight colors to each of them and our full RGB, which will mirror the keypad as well. We also can change the button icons and names. Now this is a cool feature because for certain items like your bumper lights, if you obviously have a light, you may want to have 3 functions, but if you get into certain accessories like an air compressor, for instance, and we change that, if you go into the functions, you're only allowed to do power on, power off. So that way we help protect the customers so that you're not setting things like your radios, your compressors, or anything like that to flash or dim, which might damage them. So we think a little bit about those kinds of things to help the customers directly. Aside from that, everything else is very intuitive. We have low voltage protection here, so you can set the voltage that it will turn off. Once it hits 12.2 volts right now, it's set to 30 minutes to turn off. We can turn that all the way down if we want to, so that if it hits that low voltage, those lights will turn off at 2 minutes. Overcurrent protection, so right now this circuit is 40 amps. We could probably turn that down to 30 amps or 25 if we wanted to, because we have about 20 amps worth of lights on there. So the system's fully programmable in that way and expandable.
All right, well, there you have it. So yeah, pretty much you can kind of protect yourself, change everything that you need to. A lot of the options that you get out of this keypad you won't get on a lot of the other ones. You will have to download the app. It is all part of the box when you do get it, if you do get the Ghost box as a whole. If not, you can go to their website and you can download the app through there. But it's really just go Project X and you'll see the symbol, the X, download it and get to it. So we're gonna finish off just kind of installing everything, moving everything where it's supposed to go, and then I have to head out, but we'll close out the video soon. Thank you for sticking around. Alrighty team, so that wraps up another video here. We just finished installing the Ghost box. We only wired the front lights this time around, but we will be swapping out the fronts and probably doing something in the rear. We just didn't have the time to do it, and this is honestly all I needed right now for Colorado. So if you are in the market for a switch panel ecosystem, don't look any further. Ghost box is where it's at. We also get a discount from me, so hit me up if you are interested. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Shout out to Jared for the help, Emily for the help, pretty much all of Project X if you guys are looking for lights, switch panels, and they have a lot of other things coming up, so just stick around. You'll see them coming up, and there's discounts on everything right now. They're running promos and whatnot, so get some lights, man, so that way you can see your bright future, I guess, right? That's kind of corny, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Anyways, Colorado's next, then Moab, then San Hollow. We'll probably be doing some things in between. Thank you for sticking around. Appreciate you guys, and yeah, we'll see you soon.